Hello. It is Fabian Williams, marriage and family therapist with Therapeutic Resourcing Part 3. So we've done part 1, part 2. I didn't know this would be this long. I didn't know I was making a series when I started. I just don't like extremely long videos, and I think I've explained that. So let's dive into some therapeutic resourcing, shall we? The first one, count backwards from 100. I know that sounds silly, but counting backwards from 100 allows you to calm yourself. It's kind of like those things that, in parenting, they teach you count backwards, count up, count to a million, whatever. It's just a calming response. It takes you out of the stress and anxiety. And I should have explained that the whole purpose in this therapeutic resourcing series is to give you things that tangibly you can do when you feel stress, anxiety, any type of, if you're dealing with some type of traumatic response to something, sometimes these will help. Another thing, make yourself laugh. Figure out something to make yourself laugh, a memory, an activity, joke, an inside joke that you might have with someone. Make yourself laugh. What about practicing self-kindness, being kind to yourself? Loving on yourself. We beat up on ourselves quite often. We do that very well. So learning to love ourselves, being kind to ourselves is important. Along with that, a list of positive things. A list of positive things about yourself could be good. Listing your positive traits, your character, your anything that you do that is a positive thing. And then I'm going to jump down to connecting to your child self, because sometimes there's this movement called the reparenting movement. Some people aren't so keen on it, and I don't know exactly where I stand on it, but I know some things are positive and good things that we can take with us. So connecting to your child self is going back and loving that child self. There's an activity called havening that you can do that is hugging yourself and beginning to talk to that inner child that is being or has been damaged, abandoned, not listened to, not loved the way that you needed to be loved, or anything along those lines. But connecting with that child self and reparenting, or at least loving that child, giving that child what you would have wanted as a child, so that now you can reconnect to that space and bring yourself up to today and not relive those traumatic experiences or things along those lines. Let's see. Visualizing your favorite place. We talked about our favorite things. Now let's visualize our favorite place. Of course, I always talk about mine being the beach. It's a wonderful place. This is one that I am not a proponent of, but I know it helps. So sitting with a pet. Pets love you regardless of what you do, say, whatever. They are just lovable creatures that love unconditionally. So sitting with a pet at times can ground you, can make you calm, all of that. A silly thing is a categories game, making categories, red things, and then begin to list all the red things in the world. Cars, listing the different types of cars, takes you out of the stress in the moment and makes you think about something else. And those mental exercises that can go along with that, counting backwards by sevens, counting up by tens, different activities that make your mental capacity, that I always talk about that prefrontal cortex, bringing that back online, moving out of that subcortical range into that area. So you bring it back online, because it goes offline when you are stressed. It goes offline in anxiety. It goes offline when you go into that fight, flight, freeze state. A protective figure. Now, this is one that I get from EMDR. That protective figure is that individual or that superhero or whoever that would have protected you had they been in that situation. So if you are dealing with something traumatic, we go to a protective figure that could have, would have, should have protected you in that time had they been or had access to the situation. It could be a superhero. Okay, the Hulk would have protected me. And so when you begin to go down that rabbit trail of trauma You can think about the Hulk and see him protecting you, or Jesus. A lot of people see their spiritual figure as Jesus protecting them. So Jesus being there, now he can protect you and guard you. So seeing your protective figure when you're stressed out allows you to now feel safe, feel heard, feel loved, feel protected. Um, oh, a butterfly hug. Now that's a good one. The butterfly hug is also, I'm going to say it's EMDR, but it is the whole tapping idea. So you make a butterfly with your hands, and I always mess it up. I want to say it's like that. And you want to tap because you want to bilaterally stimulate yourself on both sides because it kind of confuses your brain. And so if you begin to think of the stressor while you're bilaterally stimulating it, it begins to dissipate. So the butterfly hug is a good one. The finally, so this is a good one that I just start practicing this. Another, I'm gonna go with EMDR, but it's Earth Wind. Okay, so he calls it EAWF. And it's an element, it's called the element exercise. So let me clarify that. But EAWF is how they do it. But for me, Earth, Wind, and Fire fan, I use EWAF because then I can remember it. So it's Earth, water, actually, air, and fire. So, and Earth is the grounding part of the exercise. So grounding yourself, putting your feet flat on the ground, beginning to see what's around you, all of that. The water part is the saliva in your mouth, thinking about that, because when we go again into that subcortical region, we stop the digestive process. Saliva stimulates that digestive process. We stop everything. Everything freezes, right? So swallowing. That's why some people, when you see somebody get stressed, a lot of people say, hey, you want some water? Water will calm you. And it really does. Air is the breathing part. Of course, you want to breathe. Pay attention to your breathing. What are you doing when you're breathing? And the fire is just thinking, imagining a positive place, taking that brain, bringing that brain back so that it is not lost in that. And that is Shapiro Elon, I want to say his name is. But I use those as part 3. We're almost at the end of our series. Ooh, I feel so important when I say that I've created a series. Okay, no, I'm not. But again, I'm Fabian Williams, marriage and family therapist. I hope these therapeutic resourcing tools help you, especially during this difficult season that we're in with all of the different things that can stress us out. Be blessed.